Hello and welcome back to another episode of Internal Rambles. This is your girl Rochelle. If you are new, welcome. And if you're returning, thank you for tuning back in. Internal Rambles is a very eclectic podcast. I discuss my life, trending entertainment topics, etc. My normal episodes releases every Thursdays, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. My bonus content, which could include my reality show recaps, the male perspective with G.O., my top fives, etc. Those episodes release not on any set schedule. And there's a lot of things that happen over here on this podcast. Thank you for tuning in. I am going to start this episode off the way that I do every Thursday episode, either with Rochelle's Rave, something that I'm looking forward to, something positive that has happened to me, something exciting that is going on, or with Rochelle's Rant, something that has got on your girl's nerve, something that has upsetted my spirit. And today I actually have a rant. So let's get into Rochelle's rant for today's episode. Alrighty, so I'm going to try not to make this super long-winded. And let me preface this by saying I had a great time. This is something that happened with my best friend. I had a great time with my friend. It just was a situation and the environment that frustrated me. So let me explain. There's a few things that frustrated me. So nonetheless, went out to dinner with my best friend. Listen, I've known her, I can't, I don't know. I don't feel like doing the math. 20 years, 25 years, I don't know what it is right now. Very long time. And so when we catch up, it's great because she's my closest friend. Hadn't seen her in a few months, and it just was like, yo, we need to catch up. There's been things happening in my life, but even if nothing, listen, we need to spend time with each other. She's been globe-trotting. I want to hear about your travels, right? But also catching up with what's going on in my life and just spend time with, someone that I've known for over half my life. So we decided, let's just go out to dinner. This is the funny thing. When we got to dinner, first of all, I was a little bit late. A, because I be late sometimes. B, I couldn't find parking. I'm really bad with parking and just... So when I got there, she was like, yo, because she had called me and I was like, hey, and I'm on my way. But when I got there, she was like, yo, I was going to cancel. And I was like, yo, we could have canceled because just honestly, I was like, who goes to dinner this late? This is how we are showing our age. But I'm glad we didn't cancel because I'm so glad to catch up with her. And it was a great time just spending time with my friend. My rant, my vent is with the restaurant. So the time was great with my friend. My vent is with the restaurant. And it's a place I've been to before. I've actually really enjoyed the food, the drinks. I just haven't been there in a really long time because A, I don't leave my house. B, the pandemic. And C, I don't leave my house. But, we picked a place that we both have enjoyed. Their food, etc. It's a great restaurant that, previously we both have enjoyed. My first rant with them is just sometimes, like, I'm not a foodie, but I actually really do. Y'all know I watch way too many cooking shows, but I don't cook, but I can cook. Little known fact about me, before when I was younger, I had two career choices. I either was going to be a lawyer or a chef. I actually had started the process of going to culinary school, but I did not go. So I actually started kind of sort of training, like really like high school, right before like my last year of high school, like in high school to go to culinary school, but I did not go because I was like, oh, I'm going to go be a lawyer. I didn't go be a lawyer. So I say all this, I actually just kind of know a little bit about food. I really kind of studied, not like layman. I can cook, but I'm not no chef. I respect the craft where I was like, I can't endure that. It really is a craft. It really is a lot. And I was like, I can't do that. Okay. And I actually experienced working in a restaurant and okay, yada yada, y'all don't need to hear this. But I can appreciate food and dining, and I really have kind of learned about pairings. I can't do it, but I understand it. So I've been to this restaurant before. I've enjoyed it. This is where I think when there's a popularity, I think people try to restaurants, establishments. It could be a club. It could be anywhere. Sometimes they kind of try to pull the wool over people's heads because I wasn't even paying attention. This is my fault. I'm not balling. I was just like this limited menu. And I don't remember them. I do know that let me rephrase this. I do remember them having limited menu, but I remember that there was always like something you would be okay with choosing. I was like, I don't want none of this stuff. But I was like, you can't really go wrong with chicken, right? I'm a very picky eater that I pick the same thing. I'm not a very adventurous eater. I got the bill and I was like, what did I just order? My meal was not worth what it cost. That was my fault. I didn't even look at the price, not because I got it like that. I wasn't expecting it to cost. And I was like, what did I pay for? And I had to go back and look because I had looked at the menu and prior to nonetheless. So I think sometimes when establishments are popular, they feel they can charge you whatever. And as someone who really be like studying and like, y'all gave a trash entree that was not worth the price because you could have paired this with that, done that with this, and then I could understand the price. I didn't understand that price. And shout out to my friend, and she knows why I'm shouting her out if she listens to this. But that wasn't worth that price. And I'm all for paying for something that's worth quality. That was not worth that. So that was my initial rant. Second rant is, if you ever listened to me, you would know I was a vegetarian for 10 months. Totally respect the vegetarians and the vegans. And I remember when I was vegetarian, just that struggle of what the heck am I going to eat? When am I going to fix myself? The also struggle is if I go out to eat, what am I going to order? Because not every restaurant is vegan, and I was not vegan, but vegetarian friendly. I really kind of lucked out. I remember I was out of town. We all went to a restaurant. It was a bunch of us, and the restaurant literally had like a vegetarian / vegan side. Like, you have your, they were super respectful to those that, and so I had, options. This restaurant that I went to with my friend over the weekend had one entree option for vegetarians and or vegans. And so she was just like, well, I guess I'm getting this because there's nothing else that I can get. And it's just like, she enjoyed it, but it's just, we are too far into 2023 for there only to be one option. It's like, what if she didn't want that option? What if she wants something different? Like, what? And I told her, I was like, G.O. knows, like, when I've been out of town and visiting him, I've been to vegan restaurants with him. Like, if you want to go to a vegetarian or vegan restaurant, I will go with you. Like, I have ate that way. I've eaten that way. I've gone out, But then she's like, well, around here, those restaurants close really early. But, I don't have a problem eating vegetarian or vegan. I totally will respect the way that you eat. I'm not one of those like, no, we have to. No, listen, I don't care. But I was just frustrated for her. I was like, man, imagine. And she made a really great point. She was like, there's people that are vegetarian and or vegan by choice, which is fine. But then there's also people that like medically have to eat, due to like severe allergies. Like if they don't, they could like have severe consequences. So the fact that they had such limited options, and like the waitress was so apologetic. She was like, I've been here for X amount of time. We keep going through different chefs. This particular one is just very rigid about having options for people. Like she was just so apologetic throughout the night, and I was just like, y'all gotta do better. So that's my rant. It's just restaurants need to have options for people who are vegetarian, vegan, whatever. It's too much of a common way of life nowadays to not have those sort of options. And when I was picking for my birthday dinner, and I was very cognizant that I have two friends that's vegetarian or vegan. And so initially I saw a steakhouse and I was like, well, I don't even eat steak. But I was just looking at like really nice restaurants in the area of where I'm going. And I was like, oh, this is really nice. And I was like, A, you don't eat steak. And what about the people in your life that don't even eat meat? So the place that I did choose, it was like, well, they have some options. It's not the greatest, but I was very cognizant of the fact that I have vegetarian/vegan friends. And that was when I was looking for a restaurant, I was very cognizant of that menu. It wasn't just like, oh, the ambiance, oh, the menu for me. It was like, yo, I have friends that eat vegetarian/vegan. I want them to feel like they don't have to just eat a salad. I was very cognizant of that. A, because they're my close friends, but B, I remember what it was like when I was vegetarian, going out and being like, what the heck am I going to eat? And that was a couple years ago. So, and I can just imagine, and just like, so that's my rant. Restaurants need to do better. Have options for everyone, for those who are gluten-free, vegetarian, whatever it is. That is my long-winded rant. Because I'm like, that's my girl. Like, she got the, So anyways, that's it. Let's get into how are you? How are you doing? It was nice to catch up with my friend. She's doing good. And it's great to have quality time with people that you care for. And that's that. That was my rant. Because, she ultimately picked she knew, but I was just like, child, you got to do better. And I was upset for myself in that price of that meal. That is my rant for today. How are you doing? Are you doing all right? I hope that you are. Let's get into this episode for today. And we are going to first talk about Miss Anita Baker. No. I'm not going to talk about Anita. I am going to get into Anita. Congratulations, first of all, to the Nuggets. They won the NBA championship. Congratulations to them. I ain't going to lie. I did have a moment. I was like, dang, I wish Melo. I was just talking about an episode or two back about Melo retiring. He was on the Nuggets. I wish he could have been on the team, but we ain't gonna go there fully. But congratulations to the Nuggets. They won the championship. I think this is their first time ever winning an NBA championship. So congratulations to them. Alrighty, so let's get into Auntie Anita. I don't know if she likes to be called that, but Miss Anita Baker cutting up in social media, on Twitter, on the icon Babyface. Child, causing all this drama. Let's get into it, alright? Okay. Child, listen, y'all done woke up Miss Anita Baker on these Twitter streets, and now she can't stop, won't stop. I'm sorry. I don't even know if I can fully follow what's going on. First of all, when y'all give these aunties, first Dionne Warwick and now Anita Baker, the phone and show them how to work Twitter, they just run rampant. Rampant? Did I say that right? With it. Anita Baker has been cutting up on Twitter against Babyface, who don't be with the drama. Like, Babyface just sitting somewhere being iconic, being the R&B legend that he is. I think I know what has happened or what started it. I'm gonna try to like be as factual as possible. I really wasn't paying attention, sorta, kinda. I don't even know. It's just a mess. Alrighty, so what I think started this was Anita Baker has been on tour with Babyface. Anita Baker is one of those ones, a little bit of a side real quick, internal rambles. Hi, have you met me? Okay. She's one of those ones that I have always wanted to see on tour. I have yet to see her. I don't know if I ever will see her, but I am a huge, huge, huge fan of Anita Baker. My father loved Anita Baker. Pretty sure he is the one that introduced me to her music. Love her. I would love to see her, but she has been doing the hostess with the mostest recently. So, Babyface has been opening up for Anita Baker, and I guess recently, I don't know which city, Babyface was not allowed to perform because Anita Baker was taking so long that he did not have enough time to go on stage. So I don't know if she was like taking so long to like get there or rehearse. I don't know how it was set up. But basically, due to whatever, she was like, sorry, bruh, you ain't gonna have enough time. I gotta go on with my show. And that really upset, he released a statement. Sorry, basically I would love to perform, but due to Anita Baker running long and or being late, I'm not going to be able to perform. So that set off, and so either that is what happened or she asked Babyface to not do his set so that she could be longer. In one way or another, in some city, she asked Babyface not to perform due to whatever she had going on. So, that set off a lot of people being really upset. A lot of people were going at her like, how could you tell Babyface to not perform? We came there to see you and Babyface. So I guess she was getting a lot of heat. And so she started Twitter fingering on Babyface, basically saying like, you're creating unrealistic expectations. He is not the co-headliner, he is just the opener. I'm not going to accept bullying. I am going to overcome. She was calling Babyface's fans Kenny's crazies. She called someone a demon. Oh my gosh. She was like, there's gaslighting going on. Cyber bullies will not silence me. This is what happens when grown men from Babyface's fan bases threaten a 65-year-old woman. Jesus Lord. It is so much going on. She was calling people trolls on Mass's payroll. I'm like, I'm literally like reading from her account, and it's like, are you all right, Anita? Jesus. And Babyface has not said anything other than she told me I couldn't perform. I'm sorry. She has just been going in on fans, and I'm sure that they were upset. But, like, it's just, like, I don't even know. So, ultimately, I'm sorry that I'm pausing because I'm just reading these tweets. She kicked, lack of a better way to put it, Babyface off the tour. So now her and Babyface are not touring anymore. And multiple people have been saying that she has, like, either she's been on time or she hasn't been on time. It's not that one concert that he spoke out was not the first time that she has been, like, late. And some people have had, like, really great experiences, but that one time where he was like, she said I couldn't perform, there have been other accounts of her being late or taking a long time to come to stage. It's just that was the first time that he was not able to perform at all for whatever reason. And I've never heard of problematic accounts of Babyface. Anyone who's ever, like, spoke of him has said that he's very, like, shy, very mild-mannered. Tank has actually recently posted about, like, yo, like, Anita's going off for him. Like, he's very kind. He's very, like, I'm gonna stand up for him. It's just, like, maybe his fans were attacking her, but he didn't attack her. He literally just stated, she said I would like to perform, but she said she didn't want me to perform. She was like, we weren't co-headlining. He was the home, like he just, like, he didn't say anything other than, like, she didn't want me to perform tonight. Like, she turned one thing into, like, something really humongous. Is that a word? Humongous. But it just is like, I don't know. People have been saying that they've heard, some diva behavior from her. I don't know. The way that she handled it. And, people be trolling. I think it's one thing to deal with the people, like the fans that have been going at her. That's one thing. But Babyface wasn't going at her. He literally stated, Anita asked me not to perform. Like, he was just giving a reason, like, because people would want to see him on the show would want to know, hey, Babyface, I paid to see you, because there would be fans that would want to see Babyface that may not be an Anita Baker fan, because they are different generations. He was just speaking like, hey, bruh, I'm not performing tonight. And, like, he would have to give a reason, because, bruh, if I came to see Babyface and I'm not a fan of Anita, yo, bro, I paid this money. Why you ain't perform? He didn't say anything negative against her, but she took it a certain kind of a way, and she been running ever since. So I think it's unfortunate, and I think that she said some really disparaging things about Babyface, and it's like, do you know who Babyface is? Like, you're a legend and you're right, but Babyface is a legend in his right. And if you just watch the Tiny Desk performance that he just did, you would know he is a legendary singer, songwriter, etc. That man has made so many hits, not just in the R&B world. He has transcended genres. Babyface is, he was opening up for your tour. Co-headline or whatever it was. He can do whatever. He's got Grammys on top of whatever, on top of whoever, on top of whatever. So, I don't know what it was. It's just really unfortunate, because I think for me, as a fan of Anita Baker, and I'm a fan of Babyface, but, Anita Baker holds a lot of different weight for me. I never want to see someone popping off in the way that she's popping off like that, because I hold her kind of in the same way of like a Patti LaBelle. Like, Patti LaBelle, she can get sassy, but you ain't gonna see Patti LaBelle. I have yet to see her in this stage of her life popping off. Like, you ain't gonna see Lord, I hope we ain't gonna see Patti LaBelle popping off on Twitter. It's just like, get the aunties off of social media, But I also don't want to see these legends popping off on each other, because that's a young person's game. Like, there's a way to handle, I think, disagreements in business, etc. So nonetheless, they're not touring together, and Babyface will be on to whatever else he'll be on to. His Tiny Desk, let's get back to it, was amazing. OMG. He had Tank, Shantae Moore, and Avery Wilson as background singers. I mean, when you have like legendary singers as your background singers, it was so good. If you didn't check it out because this is, as I mentioned in my last episode. Did you check out my last episode? Please do. It's a great one. June is Black Music Month, and NPR is celebrating it. They did it with Babyface's Tiny Desk, and by the time this airs, Tank, who sung background for Babyface, his Tiny Desk will have released. So check out Tank's own Tiny Desk. I can't wait to see that. I love me some Tank. So they are just doing a darn thing with these Tiny Desks. Boy, check that out as well. So that's that on that. Alrighty, so the next portion of this is going to be kind of random train of thought portion. And I want to kind of get back to that. And I do incorporate that a bit, but internal rambles is really supposed to be the way that it sounds. Just kind of the internal rambling, racing thoughts of your girl Rochelle, because my thoughts race all the time. And so I'm going to start off just kind of piggybacking off of, this is not going to be very, I hope to get back to, maybe I may not get back to this, but, it's not going to be very structured, this thought of mine. And then I'm going to get off into tangents about a few things and wrap this up, and some more kind of the way that I usually wrap up my episodes on Thursdays. But just piggybacking off of Tank, he went on like this kind of, Black Music Month has been triggering some things for folks. And so Tank has proclaimed that he's like the king of interludes. Like, who got the best interlude? More better or much better interludes than me, Tank says. And he got some great interludes. And it's interesting because the interludes that he picked would not be the interludes that I would have picked for him. There's a few that he missed. But a lot of people he's great with interludes. Honestly, like Jodeci, because y'all know I love me some Jodeci. Casey, Jojo, Devontae, and Dalvin. But he said, Devontae, he learned from Devontae, so he's not counting Jodeci out. But honestly, like, I have not listened intently to 112 in a long time, but a lot of people were pointing out 112, and I was like, yeah, 112. And I don't know which member it was. Somebody from 112 was in his comments, like, and they were listing. They was like, what about and I don't know who it was. 112 got some dope interludes. Like, which made me realize I need to go revisit their catalog. I haven't listened to them intently. I would say Silk has a few. Silk has an album that is not anywhere on, like, you cannot, it's only on YouTube. And it's like, man, I don't know, it gotta be like a contractual thing that, like, with a defunct label, that they can't put it on streaming services. Missing out. Oh, I think I may own it in the physical form, like a CD physical form. Oh my God, Jesus! But it's a very short album. I think it's like 9 songs. But they've got some interludes. I would say also, who was I gonna put as a contender? There was somebody I would say that could be comparable, would definitely be, or comparable, would be 112. Jodeci, just you can't F with Jodeci interludes. Like, they were the ones that started the interlude thing. But yeah, Tank got some interludes though, I would say. But I would say, Jagged Edge. That's who. Oh yes, Sirski. Jagged Edge. I have to revisit them because I'm like, I would say either Jagged Edge, if not Jagged Edge, 112 would definitely give Tank a run for his money. But see, the thing about Tank is I think he's counting the songs that he's written for people. Like, I feel like that's no, just your catalog, bruh. But even with his own catalog, definitely he has some good interludes. So that's my little aside, really quickly. So, a little life stuff, right? Nothing makes you feel your age. And I just feel, I don't know. I don't feel old, but I'm getting older, right? Turning 40. My nephew is having a baby this year, Lord willing. And I don't have children. I don't, but it's like I'm gonna be a great aunt. Like, that just feels weird, And I was talking to my mom. I was like, I better hurry up and have a baby, like my nephew having a baby. My mother's like, you don't want children. And so that's like the running joke, right? And I'm like, I know, but it's like when the babies are having babies, he's not a baby. He's actually 29. But it just feels like, okay, the babies are having babies. But honestly, like, that's been a thing. Like, even like my younger cousins have had children. Like, it's, I do feel like I'm behind in the times. Everyone always asks, well, when she's gonna have children? Mother's like, she don't want children. She's not gonna have, who knows what the Lord sees fit for my life, but that's never been the goal. But it's just like, yeah, so that's the new thing. So it's like, oh my God, we gotta have this, we gotta do it. Like, that's a new, like, frenzy in the family. And so it's just like, life. My new phrase recently is just like, life happens fast. And that could mean positive things. It could mean negative things. It's just like, life happens, boy. It's just, but it's a positive thing. I mean, everyone seems excited. Don't shoot the messenger, but like, babies are a positive thing. I just don't get up in arms about it. It's like when you see the baby, it's like, oh, but like, until the baby's here, I'm just like, okay. Just, I don't know. I gotta see the baby before I get excited. I don't get up until the baby comes. I don't get into the whole. I really don't care for baby showers. I honestly. But once the baby's here, it's exciting. Like, I just, I need to see the baby in physical form. And then it's like, oh, but I'm happy. It seemed, like it's causing a frenzy, and I get it. So that's a new thing. But it's like, I've been an aunt for a very long time, so it's just like, being a great aunt is not. It's like, I've been an aunt hell, what age did I be? How old would I've been an aunt for a very long time. Like, that's why I'm like, being a great aunt. It's like, bruh, I've been an aunt. Oh God. I was an aunt. How old was I? I was very young when I was really, really super young when I became an aunt. Probably about, I was very young in school. So it's like, being an aunt. I have older siblings. So it's like, I've been an aunt for a very long time. But babies are a blessing. I totally understand it. So it's a new frenzy in the family. It's like, oh, we gotta. I'm like, oh, geez. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But babies are a blessing, and it's just a new thing in the family. It's like, oh, we gotta do. Yeah, what are you gonna do? The crazy thing is just like, I don't even know if I can go. I don't know if I can attend the baby shower. That's why I'm like, this is what stresses me about life. It's just like, I put in for the baby shower. I don't know. Like, my life is this is how, like, transitional period. I put in for it. I don't know. I ain't gonna tell nobody. Because my mother was like, oh, da, da, da. Oh, yeah, we can. And I was like, I don't even have that day off. But I ain't gonna tell nobody, Started a new job. Like, my schedule's totally changed. But I'm gonna do my best. But even if I'm not there for the baby shower, I will go afterwards. So I may not be there for the festivities, but obviously I'll show up and show my face. But I'm just like, Life happens fast. Um, so that's that. It's just like getting older. Like the babies aren't baby no more. The babies are having babies. And the baby ain't even a baby. That's the crazy. That's the great thing. Really, I'm glad the baby ain't a baby, but the babies are not a baby, and they're having babies. So that's that, and then like just trying to figure out some things for my life, and actually, unbeknownst to my mom, Lord willing, my mother trying to plan her birthday for next year. Because it's kind of like a milestone birthday for her, and it's stressful to do that because it's like you never know, but also I know there's one thing that she always wanted to do, but I just know, like my mom, I'm like, I gotta have like I'm like, Ma, I have to like lay out, like if I do this is how it like you can't do like I'm just like if I do this. I have to lay down like ground rules, but there's something I would love to do for her, and I'm like, if I do this, I gotta plan it now. Like I'm starting, like in my brain, I know what I want to do for her. It's something she always wanted to do, but I just gotta like do it now, like start the framework for it now, and explain it to her, because like she don't understand because she's never been there, and it's just like you can't do all like, because like, the way she treats me is not the way she treats my older brother, and so like what the drama she would give me, she won't give to him the same way, or he don't pay attention to it. I'm not gonna do it if you're gonna take me through hell and back. Nonetheless, I know, because I asked her, what you want to do for you? And she's like, oh, okay, listen. I know what I would like to do for her. So I'm like literally like in my back of my brain trying to plan her birthday for next year. I wanted something really special for her. Did I tell you my brain don't stop? That's like, this is internal rambles of life. But I'm just like super cognizant of that. She's turning like a bit of a milestone birthday next year. And I don't really think I think she enjoyed her gifts, but I don't know if she really enjoyed her birthday, even though she picked what she wanted to do for her birthday. I was like, what do you want to do? And we did it. So, yeah, so that's that. Life happens fast, man. And just I think for me, it's just like so much has been going on that it's just been a reminder of how precious life is. And no, my best friend always say no day is promised, and it really isn't. And I try to live my best life, but I know I don't, because I be in the house all the time. But even when I'm in the house, I do try to appreciate every day and do the best I can, and try to find joy and positivity in every day, and appreciate every day, and I just try to appreciate everyone around me, etc. and blah blah blah. Okay, and try to practice self-care as much as possible. Especially like recently, I just really haven't been feeling well. I have my good days, my bad days. Pre-existing conditions have been flaring up, so it's been like a warning sign of like, can you do better? Because if not, okay. And I'm okay today. Like, I'm okay today. But it's just like, when you don't feel well, it's like you remember how you took for granted when you were feeling okay, right? How you may have taken for granted, or just you can't wait till you get to that point where you feel better again. And as you get older, your body just, does different things because you're getting older. So that being said, it's just like, just trying to just do what you can and enjoy life and find the positivity in things. And even this podcast is just like, sometimes I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so tired, but I do enjoy doing it. It's just like trying to find the time to do it and just trying to make it enjoyable for people. That's why, I always say that anything you want to hear, you want some topics, want me to discuss, you got some questions, internalramblespodcast.com. That's the way that you connect with me. Send me a voicemail, send me some topic ideas, and I will try to do it for you. This is a part of my self-care, my wellness, just an outlet that is a positive thing for me, so that I'm not just working and sleeping and watching cooking shows all the time. So yeah, that's my little internal rambles, whatever that was, portion of the podcast. I'm going to stop there because I could just probably go on and just ramble on and on and on and on. Little bit of let's get into show recommendations and some other stuff, and I'll wrap this podcast up for today. How about that? Okay? All right. Show recommendations. You know, I really only watch. I'm going to do better and stop watching only cooking shows. I'm not going to do that. But I always will watch a cooking show. Crime Scene Kitchen Season 2 is back on. The host is Joel McHale. It's on Fox. The judges is Curtis Stone. I don't know off the top of my head the woman who's a judge. It's a really cute show. It's a baking show. I really enjoyed season 1. It's back on for season 2. I recommend it. I don't like some of the rules. It's really just it's just entertaining. It's just, the rules are funky. It's entertaining. Joel McHale is so funny. Curtis Stone is a cutie. That's it. It's a cute show. Let's get into songs. Oh, wait, no. Let me go back. Ready to Love. So here's the thing. There's a site that I use that usually is pretty accurate. I mentioned OWN TV frustrates me because they're usually not accurate about when they're going to release their shows. Their website don't be accurate. There's a site that I use that usually is pretty up to date about when episodes are releasing, and I use it for different shows, not just Ready to Love. I use it for Married at First Sight, etc. So when I mentioned last week that Ready to Love was premiering June 15th, I thought that was accurate. I don't think it's the site's fault. I think I'm going to blame it on OWN TV. I ain't going to hold you. So, but then, like literally a couple days later from my episode releasing, OWN TV released a preview, and so now they're saying that Ready to Love is premiering July 7th. So that's the new up-to-date release date for Ready to Love. So I guess I won't be reviewing Ready to Love until July. So again, the first episode of Ready to Love Dallas will be July 7th. So reality show recaps will resume in July of 2023. Be on the lookout for that. Okay? So songs of the podcast. So last week I forgot to verbally announce the song of the podcast. I did put it in the notes of the episode. So last week I discussed how Tupac got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And so the song of the podcast last week was Keep Your Head Up. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. So I just want to have that be the song of the podcast verbally again this week. Because I forgot to mention it verbally this last week. So song of the podcast for the second week in a row will be Tupac's Keep Your Head Up, but also I'll have an additional song of the podcast this week, and that is going to be by Miss Monica Miss Thang, and the name of that song is Until It's Gone, from Monica's New Life album, which was released in 2012. So again, Tupac's Keep Your Head Up and Monica Until It's Gone. And I'm gonna need Monica to stop playing because she has been saying she's gonna release an album. I know she's not independent. Go on ahead, girl, and release that new music. We need it. Thank you for tuning in. I truly appreciate all of you. Subscribe to me wherever you get your podcast content. Hit me up at the official Internal Rambles website, internalramblespodcast.com. Leave me a comment, some show ideas, a voicemail. Holla at your girl. Tell your loved ones about me so that they get in on this good content as well. Take care of yourself. Self-care is very important. And until next episode, this is your girl, Rochelle.